Not coming before coming is actually a good thing, baby boy. Don't get it twisted.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Now we are just waiting for the other one. She's still coming.
Ish, yeah, that one. Now we know how late she comes, eh?
Yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while for her to come online, you know.
Yeah, eh? I don't blame her,
Mm.
yo. Because like sometimes you are neighbors and it can take a long time for you to come.
And
Must. Now I'm actually drinking ginger flavored Five Roses tea.
ginger flavored Five Roses tea. Did you
Yes,
flavor it yourself,
I,
or
I
does
flavored
it,
it myself.
or does it come like that?
No, it didn't come like this. I did it myself. Like it's all me.
So what? You just like put ginger in it?
Yeah, ginger powder. I feel like it would taste even better with like raw ginger because like raw things are very nice. So I used the powder one, which is not as nice as the raw one, but it works.
To be honest, I don't even know what ginger looks like.
It looks like what does it look like? It looks like like imagine a penis, ne?
Okay.
That had other penises growing on it, and it's like a branch of penis.
What would the correct English term be for like a bunch of penises grouped together?
It would be they would do what they do with like other things and maybe call it penile.
Peni. But like, since it would look like a like branches, I think a bunch would suffice.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, maybe
Yeah, bunch is the
bunch,
universal thing we use for everything.
bunch of penile. I think that would be the correct English term.
A bunch of peni.
Ma, imagine if like somebody had actually. I'm pretty sure like the world has a lot of weird things. I'm pretty sure that somebody out there has a penis like that.
A penis growing inside a penis.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure his woman is not complaining.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't complain. Imagine you sucking one penis and then the other one is coming. It's gonna be like, oh, all the time you're gonna be surprised or no.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, or like she's not complaining because you probably. Oh, she finally came.
Ah, you came, Junior.
Hi
It,
guys.
it
Yeah,
took
it took long.
her. Yeah, it's like 6 minutes.
5 minutes.
That's a long time.
It's not. I know it's not.
Because the average is like what, 15 minutes for a woman?
Okay, Paul, can I ask you? So, is it wrong to kind of lie to a guy about his performance? No, but there are people with, like I said before, brittle egos who really are very sensitive and they take things, like they don't understand and they're always sensitive all the time. And, like we all have that one friend who you deliberately
Yeah,
don't tell like things to because you know how they're going to take it.
yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
a guy I'm talking about
So
now. Like, there's
I guess
absolutely
you're right.
no way.
I guess you're right. Like there is that the same way that like a lot of women are hesitant to like suggest to their partners like trying new things because like maybe their partners are like, okay, where did you learn this? Like that insecurity factor, like you said, that plays a part. So I guess it's like more a thing of it's a personality thing, like whether you and you can tell your guy these things or not. Personally, I would like to know if I sucked, and it's important. I think, because I think, like, especially with sex, I don't think there's a sex champion, I think like it's a continuous learning thing, whereas, like different people like different things, and like different things turn different people on. Like, I get you as a guy, you can never say, Hore, like you fully understand what's happening. So, not personally, I'm always open to learning like new things about the people I'm with, like what they like, what's there, what happens if I press there, you know, that type of thing, all those type of things. But like, yeah, you're right. Other people are just like, maybe it's just because me, I'm broke, so I have to have good dick. So
You have all the
maybe
energy. You have all the energy and time.
all I got. It's all I got. Maybe like when I get rich, I also won't care. It's like, no, make yourself.
But I man, I feel like I said before, I feel like there's no like good dick in the world. Like some people have sex in their head and then it feels good because everything is well aligned in their head for it to feel good. And then once the alignment just gets messed up, now it doesn't feel good anymore. So
But
I
I
feel like
also feel like if you are busy having sex with someone, and in their head they're asking themselves, did I forget to switch off the stove? Then like you definitely not having good sex. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you will
because
be
like this
surprised
person,
at how people's personalities are. They are very different.
you should be able to submerge yourself in that specific moment, or like at least that's what I believe.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, and I feel like sex is a time that you should sometimes use for like planning. Like
Planning
while
what?
you have, like, instead of wasting this time like doing this, let me just plan what my day is gonna look like tomorrow. Or if I have something to do, let me just plan that, and so that when I'm done here, I can be productive.
Okay,
Or
and at the end of that,
hmm.
how would you rate like the experience
No, it's
if
like
you
wow,
get,
it was amazing. Yeah, we did the deed, and then I could also plan my life. So two for one.
I'm going back to the drawing board. If we are having sex and you manage to plan your day, only thing you should be able to multitask with is screaming God's name, and that's it. Jay. All the rest, you should not be able to do.
But imagine, like, you busy there, and I'm busy thinking, and I should occasionally throw in an in the middle, and then just plan, and then occasionally throw another
I would really like to have, like, I would really like to interview Dineo's exes. I swear, like, just to
I
see
don't
like
have such.
what, what they look like psychologically right now.
No,
You
I don't
know,
have such. Nah. I don't have exes.
how long after you dated does like the I mean the X the X tag expire?
Like you already know this. Not even 24 hours. 24 hours is a long time.
So you do not acknowledge, like, I
No,
once knew
not
this
at
person.
all. If you saw pictures of us together, no, I was blinded by the devil, and that was not me. So just don't tell me about exes. I don't have such.
Once we just part ways. Once we say that we're not getting back together, then it's done. You're not my ex. We just know
Hold
each
on.
other. We know each other how? We are people. We are the people of
Nah,
the
I
world.
don't even know you. Know each other, Kaibona. I don't even know you. I have never met you.
If I know your name, then how? Well, that
I
counts for
don't even know
something.
your name.
Wow.
Wow. No, don't you be wowing. Like, also wow to you. It's like, what the fuck? You know? Damn people. Like, yeah,
Oh,
I know there are people like, we take to the grave and like we would like like Peter denied Jesus, deny them in that way with swearing, you know. Yeah, we all
yeah,
have those, but like, some people is like, yeah, we cool.
yeah,
You
we cool, but we're not exes. We just fine. We cool.
Mm. We just
yeah.
people. Yes.
No?
Like we should stop. We
Hey,
should stop classifying people. Like there's already mother, father, sister, brother. Now we want to add other people that we're not even related to the mix.
never mind. Um, have we said anything bad about Bonang on this show?
No, we only said eat your lunch, baby girl, and we were all, if I remember correctly, wow, we've been on these streets for a long time now. We didn't have a problem with like her when she told somebody to eat their lunch. So other than that, nothing. We even
Nah,
talked about
we won't
AJ
be
without
sued
even
half
knowing
a
what.
million.
That's what I'm trying to check right now. Or like, do we need to prepare the check or not? Like 500K. You know. So, but no, I don't think we've said anything bad about Bonang.
No, we good.
Eh, but I saw the Ria person. Is it a guy or a girl?
It's a guy.
Okay, the Ria guy. Uh, I saw an article just now. That said that like he said that like if she keeps coming for him, uh, he's gonna like continue to talk about it. I'm like balls, big balls. So yeah, good luck to him. Apparently, it's like the apology wasn't enough. He's still being sued. Bonang left home the black people way, if you know what I'm saying. Her as a black child, whenever you are relocating or you're going to varsity and stuff like that, what do they tell you at home? Don't tell
What's that?
anyone. Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Like like you are just here jigga jigging in the yard. You are not
Mm.
going anywhere. So yeah, I was surprised to learn that Bonang actually relocated to New York.
But that wasn't a secret, most like it was public when she
No,
did.
like
I feel like man, there was no need, man, and maybe Anna she was enjoying like a peace of mind because she was not trending every week, you know. So maybe
And
she was just
I think maybe a lot of people were not surprised because well they knew her plan. Because
Mhm.
considering that reality show of hers, she was hinting on that, and then already like she is really determined on doing that.
I mean, like you guys, ne? Since now I'm a celebrity and whatever, when I relocate to Korea, don't tell me that I relocated the black way. I'm saying goodbye right now. So when I leave, just know that I said goodbye.
Yeah, that's you leaving the black way.
but you were saying about Bonang, Danielle.
Oh, oh, me. I thought I forgot that I'm Danielle.
Wow.
One of y'all need to get a new name because no man. Hey,
Right, it's like
It's
it's now
fine,
they're talking to the other Danielle.
good.
please, like, can we have in the spirit of boxing matches, like just one of you, like the loser has to get a new name.
But I'm not Danielle.
I know, but still, even Dineo, who's Dineo, is forgetting that she's Dineo. She thinks she's Dean.
But to be fair, like people in my life don't really call me Dineo. Like some say Helen, some say Makwela, some say Munata. Like they say so many things. scared sometimes.
No, guys. Hi, they call you Munada.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What are you saying?
Yo, bruh. Like the thing is, I'm very petty, and then people are
Mm.
always like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? Like, why don't you change your language? They don't get it. So yeah, they call me Munada.
I think we're gonna make a tag for you. Like we're gonna take that Makwela Munada part, you know, like that
Please.
intro everywhere we go as a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Not forgetting the people who actually call me Makwala Makwala Muna.
No. No. Nag.
Bonang, like I feel like I understand why she left that way, you know.
Mm.
First of all, is it's Kovivi, you know, it's like we're not on these streets anymore like we was like back then. People are in their
Yeah.
feelings a lot nowadays. So, you know,
Mm.
second of all, it's like people don't I feel like especially Twitter, like and I get okay, no, fuck, I don't get why they banned it in Nigeria. Like that's freaking crazy. But
Mm.
Twitter is the most toxic, you know, social media platform ever because like she doesn't want her business to be on the news, you know.
Yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
I understand why she left that way. And let me just understand, when did she leave? Kita bayaning.
I don't know. I don't know when she left because what happened was uh, during this whole Riyadh debacle, one of her fans said something about along the lines of haven't seen you in a while or whatnot, and like she said, I'm in New York. Uh, check my Insta stories or whatnot. Then someone, I think someone asked something of when you coming back or something, and she said I relocated, you know, and someone asked why she didn't say goodbye, and she did ask goodbye to who, you know.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, I guess, you know, it's like those who should know knew
exactly.
this
You
person is
know,
gone. Like, I guess it's just like, you know, um, the strength of social media in terms of like because someone is like always there visible, you know, like you almost feel like you're a part of their life, you know. So like I can sort of understand it's not a good thing, but like it's all like people will feel like entitled to like your life in some capacity when like you know that's been your life. I mean, you have a reality show called Being Bonang, you know. So you
mm.
know, like when you are that type of person who like lets you know the public into that extent, I guess I could understand why someone would be kind of like,
Let me answer as a celebrity. You know,
okay,
it's like first of all, being a celebrity is very hard. Like I have experienced it, and it's not nice because people want to be like involved in your life even when they
mm,
shouldn't, you know. So I feel like people should I get what you're saying because it's like I was watching some video where they were talking about sending nudes, and then
mm,
they were like, but if he shares your nudes, like why did you send it to him in the first place?
mm,
So they were saying it's um like you shouldn't get mad if somebody uses your nudes for other things because you sent it. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I sent it to you for you, you know? So it's one of those
Mm.
situations where, you know, like, it's like, I, I let you guys see what I want, right?
yeah,
And you guys must understand that this is what I want you to see. And if I don't say something, uh, um, I'm not going to tell you, you know? It's like one of my friends recently, um kept her baby to me a secret. And I understood. I was like, you know what? It's your life. You didn't want me to know that. Obviously, you have your reasons, and I understand that. And I feel like people should, their entitlement is like it's going overboard now, because like I want you to know this, and whenever you want to know every single aspect in my life, you know, like if I don't want you to know this now, I'm not gonna tell you. And Luena, you must also understand, because even my friends as a celebrity, like my close friends should understand that if I'm hiding something from them, or if I don't tell them something, I had my reasons, and they should understand. And you can't be like, yeah, you are a bad friend. It's like, no, I needed my space, and I needed to be ready to tell you. And at that time, I didn't want to tell you. I was not ready to. So you must just understand. So I feel like people should understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, at
very
the
much.
same time, I do get that she is like public about her life, obviously, even like during, like, through her reality shows and all of that. Mara, even those things are like edited, and she kind of, it's done in a way that she's comfortable with. And if she feels like, nah, this is just too much, I don't want people to know, they want to just cut it out and replace it with something else.
I think, like the lines between reality and like what's online, they're getting more and more blurred each day.
Mhm.
So, like some people, it's like I watch some people like the interactions online and like some things they say, and I'd be like, yeah, but I know you. This is not you. You are
Mm.
a timid person in actual life. So
Yeah.
this is so I we live in a time where like I don't know whether people realize that like your life online is not like you're not really living that, like it's just a bunch of characters that you put on online, but that's not really you. At some point you have to go and actually live your real life. So like some of these trolls and uh influences and whatnot, like these people have really convinced themselves that like what, we are really that important, and like we are really these people that we are online. So
Mm.
yeah, we just live in that time where like that's the reality of it. But yeah, man, uh I did see Hore. She's probably doing a podcast, because dude from the Breakfast Club, she's Bargmang Charlemagne the God.
Mm.
She, on his podcast network, the Black What podcast. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, she has a podcast on his network. So uh yeah, uh all the best to Bonang. Uh Hopefully she gives us 500K for like always being like in favor of her, like she can divert Ria's 500K to our, you know, yes.
Totally, totally. She should. Kudos to her for like actually suing these motherfuckers, because some of these people be going overboard. So it's like, guy,
The internet allows you to just like conjure up some nonsense that like you don't even have evidence to substantiate, and like
yeah,
just put it there for clicks, because like now, because I think genuinely, because like it didn't even involve Bonang. Like it was about AKA, and now you're dragging someone who's like thousands of miles away there doing her
yeah.
minding her own business into this mess. So
Mm,
it's more like I think this is where like content creators need to be very careful. You
mm,
know, don't like I like be authentic about your content, and don't just like be saying things there for like clicks. But I don't know whether this worked in Ria's favor or not yet, remains to be seen, because I'm sure like people, uh, you know, people went in droves to his podcast now because like it's like, okay, who's this person that Bonang is suing? What's it about? Like people want to know. So like maybe because like that's why like majority of celebrities like don't engage with cloud chases because they know if I indulge you, like now you like you're becoming famous off of my back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but that is also like a trial and error type of thing,
it
you
is.
know.
It's not going to work for everyone. So that's why I'm
Mm.
saying, like, whether this is going to work in Ria's favor or not remains to be seen. Um, it would be interesting to see like his numbers prior to like the Bonang thing and now. So
Mm.
uh, yeah, but Oksala is still she still wants a 500K. She's not letting up. So yeah, people should just be very careful. Like, but Bonang doesn't play. She's been the girl who sues people, and
Mm-hmm.
she should continue suing people for
Yeah,
dragging her name.
people
Okalapa, eh?
out of their asses for clout, G.
Exactly. I guess it's a lot easier to just let your lawyers handle shit than having to constantly like look like an idiot on social media and fight with people, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like at the same time, like I understand like Bonang is at like a level of celebrity, especially in Africa, where like I do not have the time to be doing this
Mm-hmm.
with y'all. Do you know who I am? You know,
Mm.
because
I have
Bonang
flights to catch.
Bonang is that girl. Like people can hate her all they want, but she is that girl. So yeah, keeping in line with beautiful people. Did y'all see the statement the Miss South Africa people, whoever organizes the pageant, made that they would now be letting transgender people compete for the title?
And
I
I feel
Yeah,
that's
transgender
good.
people now enter for Miss SA. Um, I saw an interesting statement, which like I'm happy for trans people. Go you. Um, the statement I saw was, you guys will let like you guys are finally allowing trans people to compete, but you still won't let you know fake women enter the competition, or like short women, which for me, that's what that person wrote, like, which for them was like, I don't understand it. You have to be like consistent in your like your view of equality. I think that's the point they were trying to get across.
I feel like even though I don't like agree with certain beauty standards, because like if you look at it, most beauty standards are very exclusive, you know. They
Yeah.
exclude like a lot of people because they are always, it's like we want this and this and this, and everybody else who does not have it is not part of the standard. And although I don't agree with like a lot of them,
Mhm.
we do know that you have to have a certain body and a certain height to enter pageants, right? Because it's
Yes, but the thing is, we know that is what it is. But people are now, because like, one, Zozi is like a legendary like pageant queen because of how she won it, like in her natural hair and whatnot. So like that was a revolutionary moment, right?
Mhm.
As seen as that. So like that has changed, like, because I'd like to think, like, like you said, like there were certain standards. So she changed that in her own way. So I think what this person is trying to say is like they'd like to see like more revolutionary things happen as well. Like, sharp, you don't have to have like a white people here to like win beauty pageants, you know. So they'd also I guess they'd also like to see horror, like you don't have to be a 6 foot, you know, or like 5'8" or 5'7" to like, you know, enter a beauty pageant or be like uh you know, 60 kilograms. They like to see people of all shapes and sizes be able to compete for like the titles that matter, you know, because like, yeah, like they've made pageants for like, you know, thick people and like short
Ish.
people, whatnot, but like they
I
don't.
feel like I feel like yeah, I do get like what he's saying and it's not always necessary for us to think that way because imagine this, ne? They are skinny chicks and I'm plus size. I'm literally the only one who was selected. Let's
Mm,
just take this as an example. Don't you think that it's going to not be good for my mental health because I'm looking at my competition and it's different, and it's like they have different bodies and we have different, like our struggles are not the same. We can't even connect on any type of level because they have these kind of standards, I mean, problems, and then I also have my own struggles. So I feel like it's not going to be, realistically, it's not going to be a very healthy platform for people. Imagine if I'm short and everybody is tall. It's like, yo, I already lost here because I'm gonna,
but
inevitably, naturally just compare myself to the other people,
I,
you
I
know?
hear I hear what you say, ne? But that's like, for me, I feel like that's the thing that like we've been like crying about mostly right now, or like the theme of the world seems to be representation, you know. So
Mm,
I feel like yeah, if you're the only one, they that like sort of looks a certain way. But don't you think that like if they open the gates, because like, you know, like supposedly beauty is not the only criteria, you know, for you
Yeah.
to enter these things, you know. So
yeah.
if everyone were able to enter, like the top, let's say the top 20 that we are privy to or whatever, don't you think they'd look a lot more, you know, realistic as to like what the world looks like and be reflective of that? I
I
don't
think
Mm,
know.
that's the whole point of the argument because now everyone wants to be represented in a certain way.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of the argument.
Yeah, so I feel like although it's a good thing, like I get it, yeah, like we should include everybody, but realistically, that's not a good idea because it's like I want to be represented because I'm plus size, and then someone else will be like, but I'm albino, and then someone else will be like, but I have alopecia. So it's like I feel like we shouldn't do that. Instead, we should create other platforms that allow other people with unique like
but
beauty to like enter.
but we do have other platforms. I think the thing is, okay, my thing is this, you know, for me it's like we have all these other platforms, but like they are so small, you know. They are very very small and have very little attention. My This is my 2 cents on it. My 2 cents is like the platforms where like, you know, everyone pays attention to, where everybody has their eyes on this thing, you know. I could understand why people would want to be represented on that stage, because
Yeah.
that stage is where like everybody's eyes are. Like we do have like plus size pageants and short people pageants, but if you are like, if I ask you like, you know, when is the next plus size pageant, where is it being hosted and whatnot, like just
Nobody knows.
nobody knows like the effort
No,
to
not
get that.
nobody. If I was plus size, I would know. That's the thing. But then I
but
do get that it's
but
not
the
like
thing,
public everywhere.
Want as a plus size person, I would want you to know that I will be on Mrs. SA on that pageant. I don't want you to go on another platform. I want you to go to this platform that everybody's
mm,
focusing.
exactly, because the thing about the like the main beauty pageant is like, I think, or like I'd assume that as a young girl, when you look at them, that's like what you gonna like, uh see as like the standard of what beauty should be. So
Yeah.
the plus size little girl who's looking at like those people and she's not seeing like a reflection of herself, you- would she not feel like, okay, so since I'm not represented here, does that not mean I'm not beautiful? Or I think like
I
that's like it's a I feel like like maybe people, because like these are the people that people put on a pedestal, they that tends to be like, oh, so that's what beautiful looks like. I have to
okay.
be tall, skinny, and whatnot. So if she does not see a reflection of herself there, the self-esteem that you speaking of, if it's non-existent.
I feel like personally, like that will not work. The only thing that will work is if they take Miss South Africa and then they divide it into like different categories, like it's like Miss South Africa this, Miss South Africa this, Miss South Africa this, Miss South Africa this.
But that's
My
already what it is. I
problem
feel
with
like
that,
that's wrong for me. I just feel
yeah,
like, because like we looking at someone who is, for me, like if you're saying Miss South Africa, it's someone who is like not just beautiful on the outside, but has a beautiful mind maybe, and like a beautiful way of thinking, or like she's all these other criteria things. And I don't think you have to be 5'8" and like skinny or athletically built to be a representation of that. I know beautiful thick women who have uh you know who think in a certain way, and who could do just as good a
no, but
job
you get
as.
what I'm saying though.
Hmm?
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I don't agree. I think like even like everything is already like segregated, because basically what you are saying is like, uh you know what separate but equal is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That like they implemented in America, where like they were saying black and white people, they are all equal, but like they just separate. So what you would be doing is that you're saying, well, we're going to give you all the same platform, but like we're going to separate you.
Yeah, because realistically, like including everybody will not work.
You can't say that. Why will it not work? Because the thing is, my belief is like, I don't blame you for thinking like that, because that's how we found the world, one child white. So, but I'm thinking, well, we can't say it won't work if we've never done it before, because like you said, the world comprises of you know different types of people, and like we have more people that don't look like those people than people that actually do.
Yeah, but then there's a board that actually sits down and, draws up
Yeah,
all the rules
so
and
the
all of
board
those things.
then the board is the problem. Hey, because
Yeah, that's what I'm about. I'm trying to say that those people don't care about representation at all. They just have a
so
certain image and then they say, okay, let them all fit in this box and this is what Miss South Africa will be. It's not only
so
Miss South
they
Africa, that Miss everywhere else in the world.
so
They
then
have
the problem so then the problem is the board.
yeah.
So we must have boards that are representative of what society looks like, rather than boards of whatever these people are.
Yes, we should. But
Yes.
realistically speaking, we are not going to have those things because, like we've been saying on this podcast so many times, that board of people comprises of like old facts that really don't know like how society is like now. They still living with the old mentality that did not include in like there was no inclusivity in it. So
Mm.
now things are changing, but then the board is not changing. So it's like that's why I'm saying that will never work because the people who are at the top who are actually making all of these decisions are not thinking like that. And if they were thinking like that, they would have made like all of these changes that we're talking about. And the other problem with that is that if they don't make those decisions, the nation just complies and the cycle continues. So it's like nothing will ever change because the board is still the same.
Yeah, but do we really still need all those people? Do we really
Well,
need
realistically speaking, yes. But the
what?
problem is that,
What do we need them for?
well, they created all of these things. Unless if we are willing to like sort of build our own platforms that will promote things in a certain way and actually get support from people, I don't think change will ever happen. It's only going to be like a topic we talk about on podcasts and TV shows and stuff. But how many years has it taken now, you know?
Well, we know what this board is made up of. Old as people that are still stuck in the 1800s or whatever they're stuck in, and they already have their own set. Your beauty is this, beauty is that. They are always setting standards to the society. Or beauty pageants are about these people and that people. So it's gonna take a long time for it to change.
Do beauty pageants still carry the same weight that they used to years and years ago?
Mm-mm,
No.
definitely
Then
not.
okay, then it doesn't matter. Because I think for me, like that's the only thing that forces change is like when people stop like, giving weight to something, then like that's the only time like these boards are actually really, you know, willing to compromise. Like with the Grammy board now that like nobody gives a fuck about the Grammys anymore, they're trying to make it more inclusive. Um, they're trying to like make the voting processes more transparent now. So I'm hoping that like the less weight we give to these things as well, maybe the same thing will happen in the beauty pageant industry.
Yeah. And I'm very glad that like the modeling field also like I feel like people are just being inclusive nowadays, but it's not because they want to, it's because society is starting to think a certain way, and in order for us to stay relevant, this is what we should do.
Obviously, that's the only reason Black Panther got made in the first place.
Yeah. So, and I also feel like kids nowadays are not on TV a lot, you know.
Mm,
It's like I did not want to watch Miss SA. It was just on TV and it was the only thing I could watch at that time. So that's how I got to watch it and that's how I got into it. I'm not saying that they don't know what it is, but they are not
yeah, yeah.
they don't consume a lot of television stuff, which were I it was just a mess because it was just you know
You watched what was available.
yes, you watch what was available and it was mostly white people and a lot of Zuluness going on the TV, you know, and all of those things that um promoted vanity and nowadays kids can actually go onto YouTube and watch a lot of YouTube. They find a lot of different people there talking about different things. So I feel like the world is changing and Miss South Africa does not have the same weight as it did back then because back then we were like all so consumed in our TVs and now it's
Mm,
like bruh you can have a TV that literally does not show anything that's on TV, you know. So it's
yep.
like
Yeah.
but I'm still paying my TV license. That is what I don't understand. I don't watch TV, but I'm still paying my TV license.
I've only paid mine once, so I'm sure that the bill is quite high.
Yeah, and it's like what the fuck, man? What are we paying for? What are we paying for exactly?
That's the thing. They don't have like exciting content. Uh,
Nope, they don't.
and they mismanaging the money. We don't know what's happening with the SABC.
Yeah.
So, but then there
Yeah,
was also
so
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was about to say the world is changing, And unfortunately, like, people can't always be happy about what's happening. But it was
Mm.
definitely more toxic like 10, 15 years ago than it is now. It's like less toxic in other things, but more toxic in other things. And I feel like that's just how the world works. But
Yeah.
in terms of inclusivity, I feel like the world is just changing. And nowadays, even a lot of celebrities can go to awards and stuff without even makeup, without literally showing their whole punanis and boobs out there. They can just be simple and go to an award show without looking a certain way, without wearing a high end, dress, and making sure that literally everything is just sucked into a point where you can't even breathe.
Mm-hmm.
People can just do whatever they want and be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna wear an outfit that looks like pajamas, and I'm not even wearing makeup, and I'm doing braids, and I'm going to an award show, and people are gonna love it. And the thing about people is that even though we think that we are very hard to please, we are not. If we see somebody of influence, any type of influence, you know, especially like big influence doing something, we are all following and being like, oh, that's cute. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Like, I'm going to work without eyebrows because I don't have to draw them on. So I feel
I
like
think
the
I think like the more and I guess that's what's happening now with like the younger kids, like having social media and stuff like that. So like the people who influence them are people who, like, like when you wanted to get into the entertainment industry, you had to have a certain look, and you had all these publicists and everything. But like, modern day celebrities don't need that. So like they get to be themselves. And like
Mhm.
nobody's gonna tell you that, like, unless you look a certain way, you're not gonna make it in Hollywood or in, music or whatever industry.
Yeah,
So I guess people now have a lot more people they can look up to that are like just really being themselves.
yeah. And another thing that I'm actually liking nowadays is that pretty is not just one thing. Because
Not
back
here.
then it used to be like we all knew that one person who was beautiful no matter what. And now I look at them and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
So pretty is not just one face, it's not just one body type, it's not just one shape, and people care more about personality nowadays.
Yeah, what you have to say
Mm.
matters.
Yes, it really does. Because yeah, you pretty and then what? I feel like back then, when I watch like interviews of like, no offense, but some people were like dumb dumb and they were just pretty, but they were like dumb dumb, and you watch their interviews and you're like, okay, we see why they
What are
hired
you
you, and it's
saying?
definitely. No, I'm just saying it's the truth. It's like some people were just pretty, but their personality was just not doing it. But then back then, because
Yeah.
beautiful was in people's heads, like as long as you're beautiful, they're like, oh my goodness, you are so perfect. But then you interview them, and then they have like
Nothing.
answers that are so boring. They're not even entertaining. They're not even fun to watch, and all of those things. So I feel like nowadays, yeah, personality really does matter. It's like, yeah, you're beautiful and you actually very funny and you entertaining and good to look at. And like Mihlali, she's pretty, and I personally enjoy watching her videos because she also has the personality thing in the bag. So it's like,
Congratulations to her for making the 30 under 30 on the fourth list.
Forbes, yay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and Kabza the Small as well. Congratulations to him for making that list. So,
And who's that? Mm, the Jerusalem guy.
Master
Master,
KG.
Yeah.
And did anybody hear like his song with like Akon and stuff?
yeah, I heard it.
How is it?
And
I heard it. It's a good song. It's not gonna shatter the world like Jerusalem did, but like just to be on the same platform as David Guetta and Akon, I'm sure it'll do numbers. it's a good song, and like maybe it's a great song because like me, it's just not really my vibe or my genre. So
Mm.
I'm not exactly the person to ask about it. But yeah, it's a good
I feel like
song.
as a non-genre person, I will definitely enjoy it. I'm pretty sure I would enjoy it. Like I enjoy literally everything. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be my new bob for next week.
It's a good joint. It's a good joint. And
But
I
is it
guess
like
the problem also is when you consume stuff, you tend to like hold people to their old work and the things you like
Yeah.
about them.
oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
understand. So like the last time I heard like an Akon song I really liked, it was something totally different to what it is. Or like the last time
Mhm.
I listened to a David Guetta song that I liked, it was totally something totally different from what it is.
Mm.
And
Oh my god.
yeah, but it's a bop.
Yeah,
Uh,
I personally also feel like listening to what you just said now, like people generally have a problem with people growing, you know? It's like I've
mm,
heard some of my friends saying, but last year this is not what you said. Like last month, this is not what you said. You said the opposite. And it's like, yeah, it's completely okay. I grew up, I matured, and I have a change in perspective now. So
yeah, and I
I
guess like that's where like the casual fan and like the diehard fan comes into play. Like I grow with like my faves. Like
Mhm.
I understand like when a Kendrick Lamar joint sounds different from what he did 3 years ago because like I follow you. I know where your mindset is and all that. But like when
Mm.
you're a casual fan of someone or something, it's not gonna be the same. It's so much easier to just say like, yeah, I like what better because you don't understand because you're just a casual fan.
Mhm.
The Olympics are allowing transgender transgender people to compete in the weightlifting section. So um, uh, people who used to be men who are now women are going to be able to lift weights in a category with women. How do you all feel about that?
I feel like when it comes to like physical activities,
Yeah,
sports, all of those, I feel like it's a bit unfair.
totally.
It's
I
a
agree.
bit unfair because, okay, I'm not saying transgender women are not women because they are, but they
You
might
still
have
have
more
physical
testosterone,
advantages.
you know? The
Yeah.
weight is still the same for us. It's like even if I weigh the same as, even if I'm like bigger than you, I might weigh less than you, as a man.
Mm.
So it's like, ish, okay, you're not a man anymore, but
But you
we
still
can't
have mad
deny the
strength.
fact. Yes, we can't deny the fact that you do have that strength element, and especially in like weightlifting, it's like, bro, you're gonna lift 100 kgs with ease while I struggle, So it's like, why don't they create like a transgender category? Because I feel like when it comes to this, like you can
You can
completely
do that.
categorize.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like that will be fair.
I agree with that one because apparently they saying or like they will be taking things to lower their testosterone and hormones to a certain level that like equals to like those of the women. But at the same time, I'm like like some things are just God given.
Hmm.
I like regardless of what you're gonna do, it's not gonna take away from the fact that like these people have a physical advantage over their competitors.
True. So I feel like they must really categorize it and they must put them in their own category. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of trans women out there, you know. It's like putting me in a boxing ring with a transgender person, you know.
You're
It's
still
like
getting trouble.
I'm dead, bro.
I hear what you say. I hear what you say. And then staying on sports, uh, did y'all see the Naomi Osaka story?
Mm-mm.
She apparently, what is it? One of the major grand slams is happening right now, right? So she
Mm.
did say beforehand that she would not be doing like any press conferences for her mental health, and
Yes.
uh, because like as an athlete, a professional athlete, you are obligated to talk to the press, like it's a must, or you get fined. She got fined 15,000 for her first match, and then the organizers said that if she continued to not talk to the press, uh, she would be expelled from the tournament. So she ended up pulling out of the tournament. So for me, I just wanted to applaud her, for putting her mental health first over money and, all this other nonsense and just choosing herself. Uh,
Mm.
and I also just like, it for me, it just goes to show like these people don't really care about like your well-being or whatnot. Like you bring
No.
view, you bring clicks. So, you know, whether you feel well or not, get your behind in the seat and talk to the press.
Yeah,
She did a good
life is
thing. It's
toxic.
good for her, Shem. Like she did a good thing. Nobody's gonna
Yeah,
take care of your mental health if you don't put yourself first.
exactly.
Definitely. She
You know,
definitely
and
did.
I personally also do that in my own life, and some of my friends may not understand. If I feel like I'm unwell and mentally I'm just not okay, I'm just gonna take a break from like everything and everybody. And I feel like that is, you need that as a person, and people should understand that. Nah,
It's
you
okay to
take,
withdraw.
it is, you know, without having people call you every 2 seconds. No, are you okay? It's like shut the fuck up, you know.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
people want you to be a certain way forever, and if they are happy, they want you to be happy with them. And if they want things to be done that pays them, they just want you to show up, and they don't really care about how you feel and how it's gonna affect you and all of those things. And I feel like, yeah, man, just take that break. Quit your job. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Yeah, like if you need your job, don't do it, because it's also not right to quit your job without like plans and stuff. But because I've personally seen people who literally quit their jobs. Obviously, they had other plans because it
Like
was no
me,
longer healthy for them, you know.
I did that. I did that.
Yeah, you know, and I'm pretty sure that you saw this not on anymore, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, because for me, Vele, it was like, uh, I don't want to be here, but like, I need to get this certain thing out of this before I leave. So literally, the day
Hmm.
after I got what I needed from it, I was like, why am I still here? And I
Yeah, and
just,
I love
yeah,
that you said that. Some people quit without, thinking about
yeah,
like what's gonna happen after that, which is something I'm not for.
yeah, and
And
it's tough, especially like living where we live, especially as Black people, because we don't have that many options, and we don't really have
yeah,
like that family cushion where you like can afford to go months and months without employment. So
exactly.
Mm.
it is, I sympathize with those people who can't quit their jobs simply because like they are in situations that like doesn't allow for them to do that without really knowing what's next. Like white people can afford to just throw a tantrum and pack up and just go home and
Mm.
cry for 3 weeks.
And then
And
come back to work the next month.
you know, or like just find something else like your uncle Wago Kai will call him and he'll give you a job. We
Yep.
can't do that. We can't do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
So
also,
unfortunately, black child, you are screwed.
you on your own,
Yep.
And I also saw there's an app, there's an app, a sleeping app or something that after what Naomi Osaka did, they said that they would pay like every fine for like every contestant in the Grand Slam who didn't like feel up to talking to the press due to their mental health. So for this Grand Slam, like they would cover like the fine and like donate another 15,000 towards a mental health institution.
That's
So
very nice.
yeah, like this is really like revolutionary stuff. I think Naomi Osaka is 21, so like
She's
she's
very
already like
young.
yeah, she's already like changing the course of history. Uh,
Yeah.
and like she's already revolutionizing things in her field. At such a young age, and it should be applauded. Um, yeah, man. Like for me, I was just like,
It's the
go you.
Asianness in her, guys.
Yeah,
It's my people.
exactly.
But I also
So
feel like
Mm.
I do understand, like, she's not going through a, a very nice time, because in order for you to be like that first person who makes changes, you have to
yeah.
sacrifice a great deal. And it's not always nice, but
No, she's come under a
there's
lot of
down.
criticism from like, previous
Yeah.
players, and like media and all that. But she did explain what I've been feeling like this for years now. And like,
Yeah.
now I'm 300 million up. I'm in a position where I can afford to say no to you. You know,
Hmm.
Mm.
I
You
am
know.
I am ranked second in the world right now. So you kind of need me more than I need you. I bring viewership, I bring sponsorship. People want to see me. So like this is the perfect time for her to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at some point the organizers have to like, you know, get into conversations with athletes about like how can we, you know, accommodate you and make this more bearable for you because imagine if someone like Naomi Osaka misses 3, 4 Grand Slams a year. That's a lot of money they're losing. You know,
Mm.
people want to see her. Like Serena is nearing retirement. All the goats. She is like the kid that everyone is like, this is the next goat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they have to.
Yeah, kudos to her, man. And as a famous person, also, I'll be turning down sponsorships that I don't really feel like,
Yeah,
anybody who's not like respecting my wishes, I'll be turning them down. Because, guys, being so famous is so problematic.
to all Danielle's potential sponsors, I'm willing to take half of what you're gonna offer her because I'm broke. So everything lines. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
But
I'm
do you
going to.
have fans, though? That's what the sponsors want to know. Because I'm pretty sure you don't have as much fans as me. Says a person who only has 50 followers on Instagram, you know? And 90% are like family, so it's like, um,
Hey, good
but
part.
imagine if somebody just stumbles upon this episode and they keep hearing that I'm famous and they're like, who is this person? Like,
And they
and they
Google
keep
you.
and they keep searching and they don't find me.
The- Imagine
It
someone
would serve
going to
them
Google
right.
and typing. Someone going to Google and typing Danielle from Banana Republic.
Actually, let me type that right now and see what comes up.
It should be interesting. I want to know. Type it. Tell us.
Let me tell you. Oh, they show Banana Republic, the clothing brand.
Yeah.
They show tanks, Ranaka. Yeah, and that's it. That's it.
Damn. Damn. We ain't made it yet. Damn.
Yes.
Hey, we ain't.
Guys, you must subscribe so we can appear on Google. How?
Yeah, and they shows Banana Republic missing Dineo. Scratch it out. Must include Dineo. So guys, we're not there. We are still missing from Banana Republic.
Let's call it a day, guys. We will see you next week.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Goodbye.